back to Defense of the Australians. We have our second game here between Infinity Gamers and Professor Oak's Leftovers. I'm Zellerif, and of course I am joined by Dota Yoshi. Dota Yoshi, how you doing? Especially after that game number 1.
I my knees are trembling. I, I don't know what to say after that IO pick, which is now going to be banned out, and rightfully so. That was just very unconventional, and IO beating that Shadow Fiend. And what Infinity Gamers needed to do, once that Shadow Fiend started to fall behind and their tri-lane was safe, they really needed to rotate their supports out of that tri-lane. I mean, those supports, especially that Vengeful, didn't really do anything after a while. They needed to get that Vengeful out of that lane and rotate into mid, kill that IO as fast as possible, and start getting your Shadow Fiend back into the game. But Shadow Fiend got put behind, set behind, and stayed behind, and that's basically the story of their game.
Yeah, it was just wow. That's all I can say. Our second game though, we don't have that IO. We do see it get banned out, as you said. Visage gets picked up by Infinity Gamers, so it looks like they may want to put on the aggression this game, make sure that they are the ones who get at the very least the first blood. And I really would like Infinity Gamers to go into an aggressive trialing with this Visage. You know, oftentimes, or well, sometimes you see a Visage in a safe tri-lane, but the problem is a lot of the times, you know, you've got the offlaner who plays very safe, so they can't really capitalize on too many kills. But we'll see exactly how Infinity Gamers decide to play it. Professor Oak's Leftovers, they go for that Nyx Assassin once again. It worked well for them last game, and we'll see how well it goes this game for them.
I speak for the trees.
And there's a Nature's Prophet picked up there by Professor Oak's Leftovers, who looks like, well, Nature's Prophet you generally just see him put into the off lane at the very least initially. You might see him roam into the jungle later on just to pick up a little bit of extra farm if he gets denied too much in that off lane position. But yeah, this Nature's Prophet also gives them the global play that they, well, a little, not quite as I don't think the Nature's Prophet will be as effective as the IO was last game, just because the IO was leveled so quickly. The Nature's Prophet, he shouldn't be able to get that level 6 and get that farm going as quickly this game. But yeah, once he does get that ball rolling, he can start roaming around and causing havoc around the map. A lifesteal picked up by Infinity Gamers, and this is looking to me like a very aggressive tri-lane here from them. Lifesteal, Visage, and depending on who else they pick as a support, I'd probably assume it's going to be someone who can dish out a bit of burst damage.
Yeah, I would assume it would be a Rubik. I mean, Rubik's got some abilities. He can always pick up any nasty abilities from the opposing team. So far, he's got that Vendetta, Impale, and that Wrath of Nature can steal from Nature's Prophet. Not to mention a few of those other utility spells Nature's Prophet offers available. But that Lift, Fade Bolt, and the combined attack of Visage and Lifesteal should be more than enough to win their tri-lane if it's just a tri-lane against the solo lane. If they go aggressive tri-lane, things could look to go either way, especially with Nyx Assassin. His Impale is just ridiculously strong. I mean, it pulls out a decent amount of damage. If you can get it right and hit multiple heroes, then Impale is pretty much going to win you that fight, hands down. So, I really like this Nyx Assassin pickup. Lifesteal is going to be nice. Also look to see Lifesteal combined with either Storm Spirit or other mobility heroes, which, as I say that, Timbersaw is now being picked up, and Timbersaw should be around that mid role. Very strong mid hero, right clicks the opposition hero, all creeps attack him, reactive armor stacks up, and you're back to full health. It's really easy life for Timbersaw, and not to mention, his Whirling Death does so much damage early on in the game. It zones out any hero. If you're up against a melee hero, that melee hero is instantly lost against you. It doesn't matter who it is, you cannot beat a Timbersaw one-on-one as a melee hero. And it really comes down to who they want to pick up for their mid hero to go against that Timbersaw.
Yeah, I mean, I like the ban of Elder Titan there. Elder Titan's very strong, we saw him earlier today. But he's a great mid hero, particularly up against other melees and whatnot, because he can just send out his spirit from afar, get those stacks up of, get that extra bonus damage, and then start right clicking creeps or even the enemy hero. Razor gets picked up though by Professor Oak's Leftovers. I'm assuming this Razor might not be in mid, he might be in the in the tri lane or something like that. But I'm assuming he's probably going to go mid here. How do you feel about his Razor? I mean, Razor you generally just see picked up as a counter to something like an OD.
I like the pickup because there's a lifestealer. You also see Razors being directly countering lifesteal. You have the negative damage from your Razor. You have Enfeeble from Bane. Lifesteal is going to be hitting for 0 damage throughout this game. There's not going to be anything he's going to be able to do. Once that Enfeeble and the damage range starts coming from Razor, Lifesteal's out of the game and you don't have to worry about the other heroes. And you don't have to waste your magic abilities such as your Fiend's Grip, your Impale, any of those other utility and lockdown spells on that lifesteal. Because if he's not doing any damage, you don't need to worry about him. So heroes such as the Sarge, Timbersaw, and the next few heroes that get picked up, they're going to be in a lot of trouble. Because that Bane, he's going to be looming. He's going to be waiting for that Fiend's Grip. And once he grabs one of those heroes, they're going to be in a lot of trouble.
Dire team ban.
Ruby gets picked up as well. Now this is good because you know, he can steal a lot of abilities here from Professor Zook's leftovers, particularly the ulti of Bane. You know, once you cast that, it's channeling, you can't stop it, so Ruby can quickly turn it around with that. As you were saying though, yeah, you know, that Razor does help with the lifesteal. I don't know, I think it's a good choice, but you've already got that Bane, so it seems like they've picked up 2 heroes to sort of counter the lifesteal as much as possible. Although once they, as you said, once they have that Enfeeble, once they get the static link and lifesteal has no damage, they can pretty much ignore him and just focus on other stuff, which is a good point. We do see that Puck get banned out there. So Infinity Gamers, they still have a few heroes to choose from in that. Oh, sorry, they've already got the Timbersaw. What am I talking about? Professor Oak's leftovers though, they've still got their, well, potentially their carry. I mean, Razor, he can play in the mid lane or he can play in the tri lane, I guess.
Yeah, it's going to be a little bit strange. I mean, Razor up against the Timbersaw. Razor's attack range is about 500, so you can still easily... Timbersaw can get in close and still do a lot of damage to that Razor. I mean, Timbersaw doesn't rely on his auto attacks either. All he does is Whirl in Death and then he continues on his flat. If Razor does try to start auto attacking Timbersaw, he's got bonus armor, he's got HP regen. So it's going to negate a little bit of damage that does sap. Razor after time though will sap enough damage to start hurting. But Timbersaw can just get on out of there and nothing's really going to happen too much. So it's going to be a little bit strange running that Razor mid. You're going to have your Bane, your Nyx Assassin, plus a third in that tri-lane, I would say. Who do you think they should pick up for that tri-lane? Or should they pick up a specific mid hero?
Dire team pick.
I don't know, I'm, like, with this sort of tri-lane, it looks to me that Infinity Gamers, they want to go aggressive with this. I mean, Professor Oak's leftovers, they've got a lot of options here still available. You know, they've got that Gyrocopter, who you generally see paired up with heroes who can help them get some kills early on. You know, his Rocket Barrage is so much. Bounty Hunter, okay, so this is...
Radiant team pick.
Okay, so now I'm confused. Who's going to be mid? There's going to be Nature's Prophet, Nyx Assassin?
I'd say they might be sharing their XP around. Maybe. Might have a Nature's Prophet. No. No. I've no idea.
Professor Oak's leftovers and their laning, seriously, like last game was IO mid, now it's who knows. This is very interesting. I wasn't expecting that.
Well, I'm enjoying them because they've given us some unusual lineups, and there's going to be a Queen of Pain picked up for Infinity Games. So they're not going to have that Timbersaw in that mid, they're going to run the Timbersaw off lane. I'm not sure how I feel about this. I mean, Timbersaw does have a lot of escape mechanisms and he can survive quite easily. But if you can get the early levels up on a Timbersaw in mid lane, it offers you just a lot more into that mid game position because he'll have his items and he'll have a lot of burst output. So we'll see how well they do decide to put their lineup and how well it does pay off for in the game. So to introduce the teams on Infinity Gamers, you have Jezebel will be ran on that Visage, KMCQH will be on that Queen of Pain, you have Claves will be ran onto that Rubik, followed by, where'd he go? The Timbersaw will be played by Purple Nipples apparently, and finally Lifesteal will be Infinity, or V3 I should say.
Yep, and on the side of Professor Oak's leftovers, we do have their captain Swordfish playing the Razor in the top lane. We have the supports Private Rowan on the Bane, and also the Nyx Assassin being played by Free. Pikachu, who's playing the Nature's Prophet, is going mid it seems. And last but not least, we've got Child Lizard on that bounty hunter once again.
So these lineups are looking still a little bit strange. I mean, Nature's Prophet mid isn't not too unconventional. You do see that from time to time, especially against ODs. Up against a Queen of Pain, not usually. I mean, they might have predicted the lanes right. I really feel as if they need to have that Timbersaw in mid, because I mean, Nature's Prophet, a lot of their harassment and damage comes out from the start of the game is treants. Throw out those treants, harass your opposition. If you do that against a Timbersaw, you're just going to help him get more health. So, up against the Queen of Pain though, it might be a little bit difficult, especially since she's going for a very fast bottle. She's only got 3 tangos, so if you can get a lot of harassment on top of that Queen of Pain before she can grab her bottle out, like last game when the Shadow Fiend got shut down, then you'll be able to create a pretty sizable advantage early on in the game and start to snowball it once again. And if you can snowball on a Nature's Prophet, he's going to push all your towers, he's going to push all your lanes, and he's going to have a lot of damage.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, if you can shut down his levels, and also his just gold farm, it certainly does help. I mean, that Nature's Prophet, once he can teleport, it's just going to cause pretty much what the same thing that Aya was doing last game, just moving around the map, ganking left, right, and center.
And we have Clays, he's going to walk into a bounty hunter, Shadow Walk standing there, blocking that creep camp. He's going to start walking his way, so they'll get a little bit of damage. They'll know it's the bounty hunter blocking these lanes now, and not the wards, and they'll force them out of the lane. But now they're going to be curious to where these other wards are and what kind of map awareness they have available to them. They've got one ward up at top. Second ward currently not placed. It is sitting in someone's inventory. Sitting in Bane's inventory. So they should have Rune Ward for the next about 12 minutes, which will be very useful for that Nature's Prophet if he wants to control them quite well. Unfortunately though, Infinity, they don't have any vision onto these runes as of yet.
Yeah, I feel like that may hurt them. You know, Queen of Pain likes runes, yeah, she likes those runes as well. Getting double damage or something like a haste on her is quite a big deal, and can allow her to set up some early kills. She already does a lot of burst damage just from her abilities. The extra right click damage certainly helps, and there it does get spotted. Child is going to be the one who picks it up, and he's just going to go back. I don't think he's going to try to create anything with this double damage.
And Razor's going to be sapping Timbersaw's health up the top. They're going to put him in the Nightmare. That's going to be a full sap coming out from Razor. He's still charging. He's got 110 damage. Just going to auto attack him down, and they will get the first blood up on top lane.
Yeah, well done there by them. You know, that's a good combo that they're using here. That static and Nightmare. It just allows Razor to, of course, get his static link up to max. If they can set something up like that on a lifesteal early on, where the rest of the team can engage that lifesteal as well, he won't have anything and they'll be able to continue off stuff like that. But that should happen more once you see those team fights happening. At the moment, we just see both teams sort of farming up. This lifesteal is doing quite well so far. It's sitting on 18 last hits. Razor is doing about, I'd say, equally well, especially with that first blood that they just had. So he's on 16 to 4. Nature's Prophet in mid though, he's doing quite well himself, 14 to 7. We should see a quick level 6 from him.
And Dapper top lane once again, they're going on top of Timbersaw. He's in the Nightmare, they're sapping away. Swordfish is actually taking a lot of damage from those creeps. If Timbersaw had went the other way, he could have found a kill onto that Razor. And actually Razor is still in potential of dying to those evil creeps.
Yeah, definitely. It was very close to him there. He'll have to self up now, but and he'll be fine. But yeah, that was very, very close. Playing very aggressively, almost too aggressively, almost.
He's lucky he had that Bane there to pop him that salve. But now, Nyx Assassin, he's behind. He's sitting on top of this ward, so this Timbersaw knows he's there. They're going to be rotating now. They've got one Nightmare. Razor is going to walk into all these creeps. They'll find a lot of damage if they're not careful. There's the Impale. There's the Strength Sap, or the Static Link. What am I saying? Strength Sap. But they will find that kill, and the second time, Timbersaw will fall.
Yeah, and the stun there, the spike carapace from Nyx Assassin blocking the Timber Chain. I'm not sure if Timbersaw would have been able to get away. It certainly would have been close. But yeah, it's another good kill there. And Pikachu now in a little bit of trouble. Is able to teleport just in time.
And I just want to point out, there's fantastic pulling coming on from Infinity Wars down at the moment. They've had a triple stack up on this camp. They've cleaned up 2, possibly 3 creep rays so far. And these supports, they're getting a little bit of farm out of it. I mean, Rubik's picked up a few last hits of himself. He's got a little bit of XP. Visage has been able to sit in the lane with the lifesteal just a little bit, so he's got up to level 3 as himself. So they're sharing the XP around. They're denying creep waves against this bounty hunter. However, unfortunately, bounty hunter is going to get a wave and a half right here under his tower. And I feel as if these supports, they need to be aggressive against them. Last game, they weren't aggressive, and the offlaner for Professor Oak's leftovers got away fine, got away scot-free. But this game, they need to put aggression on. If they don't put aggression on, they need to rotate out and find a kill in mid lane, or find kills elsewhere on the map. If they sit here not doing too much, I mean, there's a few stacks going on, but stacks can only get you one place, and that's on par with the rest of the enemy team. And actually, they must have heard me. They've smoked up, and now they're rotating mid.
Yeah, I mean, we saw the supports last game of Infinity. They just played too defensively. They let the... I mean, Alchemist was fine. This game is fine as well. They really should start roaming, which it looks like they are going to do. They've got a smoke up. Looks like they want to go in on Pikachu, the Nature's Prophet. And this could be very dangerous for him.
And he gets the lift. We've got the Grave Chill coming out. Scream of Pain. And boom. There's the Soul Assumption. They will easily pick off that kill. Wrath of Nature gets thrown before he goes down. Try and get whatever gold he can. And do whatever damage he can do. But it's not too much. They will find their first kill of the game. A much needed kill.
Yeah, Rubik unfortunately dying there to the tower.
Double damage.
It's a shame, I mean, because it would have been awesome if he was able to get out. No loss of gold there, but also doesn't give the Nature's Prophet a little bit of gold back. But still, a very important kill, especially for that Queen of Pain, who is almost level 7 now. And this Queen of Pain can start to be a little bit more aggressive. Doesn't have a bottle actually, has just got boots and a magic wand, which is quite interesting. Doesn't have enough for a bottle, it doesn't even want to go for it. Unless it's on a Korea. Ah, okay, it's on a Korea, never mind. Forget what I'm saying.
Queen of Pain without a bottle? What is this?
Yeah, I was like, what? It's like 7 minutes in, and all you got is boots?
Something's going wrong, but now he knows what he's doing. He's just bottle crawling it back up, trying to... Man, I keep forgetting how slow that courier goes with that bottle. That is ridiculous. But
yeah, I feel like this Queen of Pain should have tried to maybe go for some of these runes more. They did like the vision for a lot of the game, but well, I'll actually say earlier on in the game, so it was a bit tough. And Charizard was, of course, picking some of those up. But still, I mean, those really do.
Unfortunately, the spike carapace not going to deter that damage away back to the Queen of Pain. Queen of Pain's going to be quite happy about that. Her bottle will be back to her very shortly, and then look to see her start roaming, I would say. She's going to bottle it up, she's going to hope for a rune, and then I would see her bottle out. Top lane though, we have a death going on top of that Timbersaw. Bounty Hunter rotated up, he had his level 6, had his track, and that is more gold going in favour of Professor Oak's leftovers.
Yeah, and doing pretty much what they were doing the last game. Yeah, they were just roaming around the map, finding kills where they can find them. Now they're probably going to get this tier 1 tower in top as well, and once they have, this is going to be a massive lead for them, because there's very little that Infinity can do. Like, they can't defend that, obviously, there's just no chance there. It's going to be tough here for them, because it just gives the Nature's Prophet more chance to just move around, to split push, to jump on heroes, gank and all that sort of stuff. And when the Nature's Prophet is level 7, that is quite deadly. Does have his Midas up as well.
The good news is, so far for Infinity Gamers, I think I'm correct, aren't I? Yeah, I am. Good news is, V3 on this lifesteal, he's getting a reasonable farm. He's got his Midas, he's starting to work towards that. He's got 55 last hits to his name. Sure, he doesn't have any kills such as the Razor or the Nature's Prophet, but he does have a lot of farm coming into it. And if he can get a lot of farm, he can do a lot of damage. Razor can sap away the damage. Bane can do some more damage negation from V3, but if they're not there at the right time, V3 will make them pay anywhere on the map at any time. He's just one of those very strong heroes, and there we go. He's infested inside the Queen of Pain, and they're going on mid. They're going to find probably an easy kill if it comes out right. If first comes out, no open wounds, there we go, open wounds, he's going to try to stay alive, and there's the easy kill. That's what I was saying. His supports can't be there at all times, every time, and if you can get in there fast, you can find a kill quite easily, especially with the damage output. Down at bottom, we have an attack coming onto Rubik. Charlizard will have to back off though, as there was TP support coming in from the Queen of Pain.
Yeah, and this bounty hunter, he's been doing well. He got a track kill up in top, and he's level 7, which is we've already seen him start to roam a little bit. I'm surprised that no dust has been picked up. Dust does slow when the enemy is invis slows by 10%, which is a big deal. I mean, it's decent, especially on this bounty hunter who's just been moving around so much. And now we have some teleports from Professor X leftovers.
Yeah, Jezebel's got to be very careful. That bounty hunter wants blood, but if he walks on top of the sentry ward, he can find himself easily as demolished as his target that he's looking for. I mean, Visage, he's playing a little defensively. Courier is not going to go down. They're looking for it. They're not going to be able to get it. And then because of that, Queen of Pain comes and they find the kill onto that bounty hunter. At the same time, they lose their Visage, but you've taken down that bounty hunter. And V3's in a lot of trouble. He gets hit once. He will fall to Razor's ultimate. They find the Rubik, and that is a triple kill going to the Razor.
Wow, that's yeah, they dived quite far. It's a shame they didn't get the courier as well, because that would have been huge for them. But yeah, good spot to move him off just into the trees, can't attack it, and they were able to get a pick off on the bounty hunter. But unfortunately, the rotation from Professor X leftovers, they moved around, they found them. V3 was very low there on the lifestealer, and he just got picked off in the trees, and then yeah, Claves shortly after.
This Razor's going to be picking up his Blade of Apathy and his Elfskin soon, so he will be moving that into a Yasha, or maybe a Diffusal. I don't really think we'll be seeing a Diffusal come out though. That'd be a little bit strange, especially on top of a Razor. I mean, it's not unconventional, especially since what we've been seeing so far from Professor Oak's leftovers. But now they're coming around. They're going to come sandwich this Timbersaw, who's got a lifesteal on top of him. Visage managed to find a kill down on bottom with the rest of his team. But at the top lane, they're going on Timbersaw. Timbersaw gets the infest, comes out of him, and then V3 is instantly Fiend's gripped up, losing a lot of damage onto that Timbersaw. Timbersaw falls, the lifestealer falls, and that's 2 big kills going in favour of Razor.
Yeah, that Fiend's grip, I mean, just a huge ability. It's so key to locking down a lifestealer. And yeah, once the lifestealer's out there, you're just not dealing as much damage. Timbersaw is okay once he starts getting his levels, once he starts getting the ball rolling, but unfortunately he's only level 7. His abilities aren't that high yet. He doesn't have those items which he can just continue to spam chakram, for example, and stuff like that. It's gonna be another game where Infinity are really going to be climbing a mountain. Essentially, they're already behind so far in terms of gold. It's over 5k now in experience. Experience is actually not too bad, considering it's a 6 kill difference. It's only about 3k.
And Bounty Hunter manages to find another kill on that Visage. Poor Visage, just walking around. He's just walking food for the Char Lizard. And now he's watching this Timbersaw. He's waiting. He's going to go in, track up. Timbersaw will just jump on out of there. Trees doesn't even take him down because he's such a nice guy. But Razor, he's pushing this tier 1 tower. They're going to look to push the next tier 2 tower very shortly. Is there anything Infinity can do? They have a TP coming in from that Visage. Impale comes out. It's going to land. Jezebel's taking a lot of damage. Jezebel will instantly fall from that aggressive TP. Now they're turning back around. The Wrath of Nature comes flying on through. It does a lot of damage. Rubik will fall to that Razor. Swordfish ripping through V3. One more auto attack. Is he able to find it? No, he's not. However, they do find that Queen of Pain in the backgrounds with 3 mana burning him down to death. So that's a 4-for-0 trade. Tier 1 tower going down, and possibly a tier 2 very shortly.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like they are going to back off here, but they probably could have done some chip damage onto that, well, some more chip damage. This Griff's still chipped a bit. They could have done some more chip damage onto that tier 2. They do decide to back off. Swordfish, I mean, he's just doing so much damage in those fights, particularly when he gets Static Link off and for such a long duration. And now, Pikachu, we spoke about how once he hits that level 6, once he starts getting that gold rolling, he really start roaming and causing havoc. I mean, he did so much damage there, not just from his ulti, but also from his right clicks. He's doing about 100 damage per right click now, and that's, you know, when he's left alone to just go at it, it's quite heavy, particularly on towers when he's got his trainers as well. It's great pushing. And Infinity, they're going to struggle to get back here. I feel like they really need to find some pickoffs potentially, and maybe some good engagements here with Queen of Pain's ulti and such and things like.
And speaking of those pickoffs, I mean, you're absolutely correct. They need to continue to find these pickoffs around the map. I mean, they tried to once. Actually, in mid lane, they're gonna get picked off themselves. Bounty Hunter will just throw that shuriken out and find that final kill to set off his killing spree. Queen of Pain's going to run for her life. She doesn't really want to take on that Bounty Hunter, especially with no Revelation currently up on her. But Infinity, they tried to find pickoffs at the start of the game. They went for that one pickoff. It went average. I mean, they did get a kill, but they lost to Rubik at the same time. And then to them, they just started to play this 5-man Dota. Because they've played 5-man Dota, they're falling behind the gold. All the lanes are getting pushed out. They're losing a lot of farm and not utilizing the map to its full potential. And instead, every time they slightly make one step out of place, the rest of Professor Oak's leftovers make some pain. Actually, they've got initiation. The Fiend script being popped on Timsaw. We're full. Swordfish is in a lot of trouble. Oh, who am I kidding? He's got the static link going. He's hitting for over 200 damage. He will fall, however. Visage does find that kill. And now they're turning back around. Fiend script has already been popped. They don't need it. They will finish off that lifesteal. Nightmare goes out onto Rubik. Rubik will get hit with an impale. No, he will accidentally right click. He will counter Fiend script Char Lizard, but he won't find a kill. And Char Lizard will just get out under the cover of his Shadow Walk.
Yeah, so once again, 4-4-1. What was that? 5. I think Queen of Pain.
Nah, Queen of Pain made it. She survived, I believe.
Okay. Yeah, I think so as well. But yeah, I mean, it's just these trades aren't worth it. Infinity aren't getting anything really out of it. I mean, they killed the Razor, but the rest of your team died. It's, like, you know, if the lifesteal survived, maybe, as well as maybe one of the supports, potentially they could have. You know, it would have not been too bad because at the very least they got the kill on the Razor and their lifestyle survived. But unfortunately, there's just too many of the heroes are dying for too little in terms of trade-off. And Professor Oak's leftovers are just going to continue this aggression. They're going to continue pushing out multiple lanes, and it's going to be tough here for Infinity. Like even when they stick together, they're still falling behind. And
Radiant's top
when
tower is under
you're
attack.
doing that, and you can't find pickoffs either, it's... Yeah,
And they're going to find a kill onto this Timbersaw here. Impale comes flying on through. Gets hit by that Shuriken and that track, and that's more track gold going in favour of Professor Oak's leftovers. And now Bounty Hunter, he's looking, he gets the Janata off, he's going to start auto-attacking, he gets Soul Assumption, but the Soul Assumption does nothing. Shuriken comes flying on through, and it will pick off that Visage. And V3, he wants a kill, can he find it? He gets Fiend Script, and that will be the end of V3. Nothing he can do, no teammates up to help him out, and he will fall quite easily. And there should be a tier 2 tower soon, and I just don't think Infinity Games can come back. We might be hearing a GG soon.
Yeah, this Nature's Prophet as well has a Dagon 2 now. That's a lot of burst damage, not just from him. I mean, when you combine that with the rest of the burst from this side, you know, Nyx Assassin, once he pops out, does a lot of damage. Same with Bounty Hunter, with the Janata, of course. It's just, it's insane. Like, there's nothing. Infinity, they just, even their tank is Hero, who's
Nyx Assassin's found Claves. Claves is going to get Martyrburn. He counter impales, and one little stun coming down to the Nyx Assassin. Nyx Assassin's going to character set up. Vendetta away. Not going to phase him too much. Razor's got to be a little bit careful though. The rest of Infinity Games are here. We do see the Nightmare coming out. Fiend Script is on cooldown for another 40 seconds, so they can't get that going as of yet. But they will retreat, and rightfully so.
Yep, just Nyx Assassin, played by Free there, just walks out of there with the Vendetta. I mean, they're still sort of lacking the invis detection. It's only really the Visage who's carrying it all, and he hasn't really been popping it that much either in those fights and stuff. In fact, Nyx Assassin gets a kill on Queen of Pain, just as I moved off.
And Bane gets a kill on Timbersaw in middle lane, as if nothing happened. I mean, he was surrounded by 3 teammates. Well, Yeah, I believe Rubik was there as well, and he still just gets picked off by a solo ban.
Yeah, this is sort of what we're talking about. Like, Infinity can't find pickoffs. They're the ones that are getting picked off. Nyx Assassin now has the Daggers. This is going to be so much burst on the side of Professor Oak's leftovers. Wow, this is just...
Getting kills all over the map. Look back at mid lane, Visage is going down. And now the Fiend script up on V3. V3's going to take a lot of damage. There goes the Janana, and the Shuriken toss will be off in 1 second. Doesn't need it, does auto attack him down. But Infinity Gamers, it felt like they're just completely giving up now. I mean, they're one hero all over the map. They aren't grouped up as 5 anymore. They're not working together. Their communication has just fallen off. And Professor Oak's leftovers, they're just taking advantage. And they're just finding kills everywhere. And Purple Nipples just walks into the group, gets instantly burst down. And yeah, that's more than game at the moment.
Yeah, I can't see Infinity coming back from this. I mean, Radiant's courier is killed as well.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah.
I mean, initially, like, you know, the early game, it wasn't like, you know, so one-sided. They were able to ensure Lifestyle got safe farm in that bottom lane. They rotated around into mid, got a kill on the Nature's Prophet, but after that, just once Professor Oak's leftovers started to roam with the Nyx, with the bounty, it sort of started to fall apart there. And that tri-lane, the tri-lane in top was quite strong as well. The combo with a Razor, Bane, and the Nyx Assassin, there wasn't much that Timbersaw can do about it.
And Commander Pain gets away from the final auto attack from that Nature's Prophet. Razor's like, I'm not going to let you get away, but Bleak's up on top of that cliff. Do they have vision? Yes, he does. That plasma field granting that vision to pick off that Commander Pain, and Timbersaw dies in the front of the tier 3 tower, and for the cost of the bounty hunter. So they will destroy his gold actually. They will get 851 bonus gold on top of that. So, but he did reach that gold luxury, and people are happy. They get some rares. Rares for all.
Rares for all, there's been a lot of rares in these past 2 games. Lots of kills around the map. But this is just Professor Oak's leftovers. They've got to get this tier 2 now, and after that, I mean, they could really just potentially just push in and go for a tier 3 and maybe even a Raxia if they were to group up. Instead, Nyx Assassin, he's going to get spotted out, but it might not matter.
Yeah, it won't stop him. He will get on there. He'll dag and he'll Mana Burn and he'll find a kill on Visage. Visage doing some nice familiar stunts, but V3 gets caught in top of that Sprout, just being auto attacked down. He does find a kill on that poor Nyx Assassin that did get taken down, and a Fiend script being used on, I believe, a Familiar or a Creep. But that happens, and now Timbersaw, he's coming in. He wants his first kill of the game. He's currently sitting 0-10 for 0. He's chasing down Private Rowan, but Private Rowan, he might turn around and try and find a kill at the moment because he's got the potential, and he gets sprouted up. Instant nightmare from that Rubik. Now they're turning back around. Then the Timbersaw falls from that final Janata hit from the Bounty Hunter, and now they're just going to continue to keep putting pressure and keep finding kills at the front of Infinity Gamers' base.
Yeah, that was some interesting plays by Bane. First in Nightmare, he is allied the Nyx Assassin who ended up getting killed from the Infest, and he could have cancelled it. So while he was trapped in trees, where the Lifestyle was trapped in trees. And then the Fiend's grip on the I believe it was a Familiar, yeah. But nonetheless, they're still on top of it.
Yeah.
And Big Shoe dives into the base, gets a kill.
And now they're working towards picking off this final racks. Jezebel is trying to do whatever it can. Infinity is trying to come out, and well, it looks like they're feeding couriers at the moment. Valve aren't going to be too happy about that. Now there's a little team fight going on at the moment in the base, but not too much. Anything Infinity Gamers can do. It's just going to be a little bit farm up. But yeah, the game's pretty much over. Professor Oak's leftovers will be moving on into the defense of Australians. They do take this game 2-0. Very commanding and dominating 2-0 game. We'd like to thank the sponsor of Kubos for sponsoring the tournament without their help. they do help set the prize pool. So very big shout out to Kubos, and we are in partnership with Twitch. Thank you very much for Twitch. Thank you all at home for watching, and well, we'll watch the rest of this game play out, which isn't really gonna be, I can't really say we'll play out, it would just be more like a demolition.
Yeah, Professor X leftovers, they're just gonna continue pushing out the lanes. They're gonna get multiple Raxes here, and yeah, as you're saying, just a big thanks to the sponsors. More couriers looks like they're going to get fed. I'd just like to say the next game will be, at the very least on this stream, will be at 5 PM. It will be cast by Omega Kai and Avril. And we'll be back later on in the evening to finish off with the last game for the night.
Holy shit!
Yeah, it is actually against the rules to do that. If you've enjoyed the cast, you can follow myself at twitch.tv/Zeller and Dota Yoshi at youtube.com/Dota Yoshi. We also have Twitter accounts. I can't say I use mine very often, but if you want to follow me on Twitter, it's at Zeller of Dota, and Dota Yoshi, I believe yours is just at Dota Yoshi.
Yep.
Holy shit!
Return to the Underscape.
It looks like Professor X leftovers, they just want.
Yeah, I really don't have anything else to say about this game anymore, I mean.
Yeah, this.
Like, I'm just leaving you out to dry at the moment. I was like, I really don't know what to say if I want to say anything. I mean, all it is just kills and kills, chatting and more kills.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
That's a nice gold lead.
That's like Bill Gates money right there.
Bill Gates money.
Man, good old Nature's Prophet still picking people off. This feels like a pub game. This is like, I don't want to say it, but this feels like a pub game at the moment. Like, constant sitting around the fountain, picking up kills. Couriers dying everywhere. I mean, it's... yeah.
Yeah, it's
tower is under attack.
interesting to say the least. Yeah, they're just gonna continue farming. Eventually, the ancient will fall.
Hopefully. Hopefully.
Yeah.
I mean, like, all it is just dagging after dagging after dagging. Nature's Prophet, more dagging. Guys get TP'd, and finally we see the GGs. Thank you, Infinity. And that will be game. Thank you all once again for watching. Sorry about the last 10 minutes, everyone at home. That was a little bit of a drawn out game. And apparently someone's declining. I could throw out one guess who I think that is. Not gonna name any names.
At least the tier 4s are finally getting damaged.
just slightly, I guess. Oh, here we go. Nature's Prophet's into it. He's taking it.
He's had enough. Shotgun Nature's Prophet. You blade digging.
He's had enough while he waits for them to respawn.
Yeah.
Radiant's top tower has fallen. Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Boom. Instant blow up.
Radiant's top barracks has
Uh.
fallen. The Dire now have mega creeps. Radiant's courier has been killed. Radiant's ancient is under attack.
Unstoppable! Holy shit! Double kill!
Now your tree
there's really nothing.
Triple kill.
Well played by
Yeah.
Professor X Leftovers. Congratulations to them. They'll move on to the next round, of course.
Plunder.
Radiant's courier. Dire
Thank you guys very much for watching. We'll be back. Well, the stream will be back. As I was saying before, the next cast. And myself and Yoshi will be back later on in the evening. I'm not sure if Spectre's games is finished yet, but if you'd like to check out some more action, I believe their games are still running as well. Yeah, thank you guys very much for watching. As always, I've been Zellerf, and I've been joined by Yoshi. Till next time.